constant diarrhea, TDS on his part. I mean, I don't understand how anybody can think that anything that he's saying is not like completely biased. You know what I mean? And that's played all day over in the Lisa 420 lounge. I'm like, oh my god, like at least be like somewhat reasonable. Like I don't even think that guy's brought up one thing about Trump that's somewhat reasonable. That was my point. You know, it's really bad. It's really like why can't I say that that's a propaganda arm of the media? Like why can't I?
You had a media that was complicit, except Fox, that was complicit in covering up for a president of the United States' mental condition because it was the right thing to do because it would make the Donald Trump faction excited. It would give him a reason to win. It would allow Republicans to take charge. So they made a knowing effort to say we're going to mislead the American public on this. And then you have Jake Tapper come out and write a book after the election. Because why write it? Because if we write it beforehand, then it could impact, him acting like he didn't know about this all the time. Meanwhile, these guys were complicit. See, it's interesting because people are still holding Jake Tapper in reverence. They're still holding Nora O'Donnell. I mean, what's his name? Dan was going off about, look at how she spoke. I don't know if you heard that shit, but, look at what she said. I said, dude, ask the question the way you ask it. Like, what do you mean? How should she ask it? She asked about his intentions. And I said, really? That was his intention? Then you saw me where I got him on that? I said, okay, let's read the manifesto. Then I read other intentions, which had to do with, bombing children and all that stuff. She didn't read that. He goes, oh, sorry, she didn't read that. Then I was like, he talked about other crimes. Yeah, those go under crimes, don't they? So, yeah, she did mention it. I said, oh, she didn't, bro. She mentioned one specific paragraph because she wanted to do a gotcha to Donald Trump and try to do that. She wasn't asking because the public deserved to know. If she wanted to, she could have read the whole manifesto. She goes, well, probably she didn't have time. I said, dude, I could read it to you right now in 2 minutes. Are you saying she doesn't have 2 minutes of time to come on? So what happens is people don't want to accept, especially on the left, that the media does this on purpose because it's the only way they can get their message out. Nobody wants to listen to their shit. Nobody wants to listen to Abby Phillip talk. Nobody wants to listen to these people, right? And so, they play this game. And I think it's important, Matt, that we hold that account. In fact, I would say we should do one room every month or every week or something on holding the media accountable and just talk about the most egregious